So let's start off with a segment we like to call What's the Word? I want you to give us one word that summarizes what you think creator audiences want from creators.
Yeah, it's a great question. And it's hard to get to one word, but I think if I have to pick one word, I'm going to say fit. And let me explain. Audiences want videos that fit with their needs or their wants, right? And they don't want to be led down this path of thinking it's going to be good. It's going to be the thing that they need. And then be like, oh, this doesn't match. That's like the number one reason people stop watching video is it didn't fit. The title didn't match, the description didn't match, and they get into it and they're like, now I've just spent this time on this thing and it doesn't fit my needs. So that's why I chose the word fit, because I think that's what most audience members want from whatever your video is. And that could be from across the spectrum, whether you're trying to teach them about a product or explain the value benefit of something or just entertain them. People want to know it's going to match with what they're looking for.
So double back a little bit and tell me about how you conduct the study to get the finding that fit is the most important. Who did you talk to? What were some of the questions that you asked? Let's go into a little bit more detail about the study.
Yeah, so this was 1,000 different participants in the study. They're not necessarily our customers that we were trying to not just talk to our customer base, but and particularly these are people who are in industry. They might be working in healthcare, they might be working in finance, they might be working in technology. And the one thing I like to point out with a study like this is we're not like a research institution at a university. We're not talking to college students. These are typically business professionals who we found we use Qualtrics to help perform the survey. They went out and did the things that they do and brought them in. And so there's a lot of different questions. And this is actually a study that we've been running. This is our 5th time running it. So 2013, 2016, 2018, 2021, and now again this year. And so some of these are almost like longitudinal questions at this point, because we've been watching the trends for a decade now and looking to see what happens. And some of those questions, and it just varies, like what's their preference for watching video? How often are they watching video? When they watched an instructional or informational video. So we eliminated entertainment out of this as well. So I think that's important to note. We're not looking at Netflix habits of watching the binge watching series. We are asking specifically about instructional and informational videos so that we could key in on those kind of focus areas, because entertainment habits are very different. And so we did ask people like, hey, why did you start watching that video? And I think that's where the question that gets to my answer about fit. We asked them about preferences of length, like how long are you typically watching a video, or do you like to watch video? And there's some interesting data there that is maybe contrary to popular belief. We also have a section where this year, obviously, if you're not talking or thinking about the role AI is playing, it's like, when are you going to be left behind? And we did ask some questions about the impact of AI on video in terms of how they feel about videos that are created with AI, how they feel about having a person that's not an actual human, but an avatar on screen.
So if fit is the main word, right? Your what's the word answer for what creators are looking for, there has to be some consistency. Talk to me a little bit about what makes a fit and how do you match what a consumer is looking for? How do you understand how to find a fit with their searches?
I think from a marketing perspective, it's a lot of the other things that we're already doing when we start thinking about like an SEO strategy with keywords, right? We're out on, whether it's on Google or YouTube or wherever we might be, and we're starting to say, hey, where do I have relevance? Where can I be an expert at? And then what are the things that we can tactically create that are going to allow us to show up in a feed? Because whether you're on YouTube or TikTok or Instagram, it doesn't really matter. You need to be doing the things that are going to allow your audience, the ones that you're trying to talk to find you. And then what you're going to do is break down those into topics of, hey, how do I get a little bit more narrow on a particular topic, right? You think about even your podcast here as a video podcast, you're thinking about this kind of omni-channel strategies. And so then you're breaking that down into these smaller pieces, and you're starting to look at the personas that are interested in that. You're starting to look at what kind of things are they looking at on a day-to-day basis, or what kind of things are they searching for? And then you apply that to your video. Now, when it comes to things about actually getting them to see that, a couple key things. Your title and description are essential, right? The title should match what you're talking about. The description needs to give that body of information. So not only whatever algorithm search engine's going to look at that, but the person who's actually going to view it looks at that and says, yeah, that's what I want. That matches my need. That's a fit for me. And so then there's some other things about, I think, just thumbnails and stuff like that you can do as well.